The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Introduction. The Treasure House Within You. Joseph Murphy begins with a powerful idea. Inside you is a hidden power. Most people search outside for success, health, love, and happiness. But they ignore the greatest power within themselves, the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind works 24 hours a day. It controls your heartbeat, your breathing, your digestion, your habits, your fears, your beliefs. It never sleeps. It never argues. It simply follows instructions. The problem is simple. Most people give it wrong instructions. If you constantly think, I am unlucky, I am poor, I am sick, I am afraid, your subconscious accepts it as truth. It does not judge. It creates according to belief. Murphy explains that your life today is the result of past subconscious impressions. Change your subconscious beliefs, and your life changes. This book teaches how. Chapter 1. The Treasure House Within You. Imagine a treasure chest filled with gold, diamonds, and priceless jewels. Now imagine that treasure chest is inside you, but you never open it. That is how most people live. The subconscious mind is the treasure house. It contains creativity, healing power, solutions, confidence, peace. But people ignore it because they do not understand it. Murphy explains the difference between the conscious and subconscious mind. Conscious mind thinks, chooses, decides. Subconscious mind accepts, stores, executes. Your conscious mind is like a captain. Your subconscious mind is like a ship. If the captain gives wrong directions, the ship follows them. If the captain says, we will fail, the ship moves toward failure. If the captain says, we will succeed, the ship moves toward success. The subconscious mind does not argue. It obeys. Murphy tells stories of people who changed their lives simply by changing belief patterns. A man who believed he would always struggle financially changed his thoughts to, money flows to me easily. Over time, opportunities appeared. Another person who constantly feared illness became frequently sick. After learning to affirm health and peace, their body responded differently. The key lesson: what you impress on your subconscious becomes your reality. How the subconscious works. The subconscious works through repetition and emotion. If you repeat an idea often, it becomes belief. If you attach strong emotion, it becomes powerful. Fear is powerful because it is emotional. Faith is powerful because it is emotional. Your subconscious responds strongly to feeling. Murphy emphasizes imagination. If you imagine success clearly and feel it emotionally, your subconscious begins working toward it. It influences behavior, decisions, and perception. You begin noticing opportunities that were always there. The law of belief. The law is simple. What you believe becomes your experience. If you believe the world is dangerous, you see danger everywhere. If you believe people are kind, you notice kindness. Your subconscious filters reality. It does not change the world instantly. It changes how you act in the world. That changes results. The importance of faith. Faith is not religious only. Faith means confidence in an outcome. When you plant a seed in soil, you expect it to grow. You do not dig it up every day to check. That is faith. Plant ideas in your subconscious and trust the process. Doubt delays results. Fear blocks confidence. Patience allows growth. The first practical exercise. Murphy suggests a simple nightly practice. Before sleeping, repeat slowly. Every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. Say it calmly. Say it with belief. Say it consistently. Sleep allows direct access to the subconscious. The mind is relaxed. Impressions go deeper. Over time, this changes internal patterns. The big message of Chapter 1. You are not weak. You are not limited. You are not powerless. You are powerful beyond your current awareness. The treasure house is within you, but you must learn how to use it. Your conscious mind plants seeds. Your subconscious mind grows them. Plant wisely. Chapter 2. How your own mind works. In Chapter 1, we learned that inside you there is a treasure house, the subconscious mind. Now in Chapter 2, Joseph Murphy explains something very important. If you do not understand how your mind works, you will use it in the wrong way. And when you use it in the wrong way, it works against you instead of for you. Your mind is powerful, but power without understanding can create problems. This chapter teaches you the simple mechanics of your mind, how it actually functions every day. The two levels of your mind. Murphy explains that your mind has two main parts. The conscious mind, the subconscious mind. Think of it like this. The conscious mind is the gardener. The subconscious mind is the soil. The gardener chooses what to plant. The soil grows whatever is planted. The soil does not argue. If you plant roses, roses grow. If you plant weeds, weeds grow. If you plant fear, fear grows. If you plant confidence, confidence grows. Your subconscious mind does not choose. It accepts. It grows. It produces. This is the most important understanding in the whole book. The conscious mind, the thinker. Your conscious mind is active when you are awake. It thinks, analyzes, decides, judges, chooses. It is logical. It reasons. It accepts or rejects ideas. For example, if someone says, you are going to fail, your conscious mind can reject it. If someone says, you are capable, your conscious mind can accept it. Your conscious mind is the gatekeeper. It decides what enters the subconscious. But many people do not guard this gate carefully. They allow negative ideas to pass through again and again. And once repeated enough, those ideas enter the subconscious as beliefs. The subconscious mind, the builder. The subconscious mind does not argue, does not analyze, does not question, does not judge. It accepts what the conscious mind impresses upon it. Once something becomes a belief, the subconscious works to make it real. If you believe, I am always unlucky, your subconscious will guide your behavior in ways that confirm that belief. You may hesitate, you may avoid opportunities, you may notice only negative events. And then you say, see, I was right, but you created it, not intentionally, but through belief. An example of how this works. Imagine a young man who fails one exam in school. He tells himself, I am bad at studying. He repeats it many times. I am not smart. After years of repeating this idea, it becomes a deep belief. Now when he studies for something important, he feels nervous. He feels doubt. His mind says, you will fail again. His body reacts with stress. He performs poorly. The belief becomes reality. But the original failure was only one event. The repeated belief created the pattern. Now imagine the same situation with a different thought. I did not prepare well this time. Next time I will improve. This belief creates growth. Same event, different interpretation, different outcome. The law of action and reaction. Murphy explains this law clearly. The conscious mind acts. The subconscious mind reacts. If you consciously think, I am sick, the subconscious reacts by influencing your body. If you consciously think, I am strong and healthy, the subconscious reacts positively. This is not magic. Your thoughts influence your nervous system. Your nervous system influences your body. Fear increases stress hormones. Peace reduces them. Your body listens to your mind. Always. Why repeated? Thoughts become real. A single negative thought does not destroy your life. But repeated thoughts become beliefs. Beliefs become habits. Habits shape actions. Actions shape results. Your subconscious learns through repetition. Just like learning to drive. At first, you must think about everything. Later, it becomes automatic. Beliefs work the same way. Repeat an idea enough times, and it becomes automatic. Then it feels true, even if it is false. The power of suggestion. Your subconscious responds strongly to suggestion. This is why advertising works. This is why fear spreads quickly. This is why news headlines influence mood. If you constantly hear, the economy is collapsing, the world is dangerous, success is impossible, those ideas slowly enter the subconscious. And they influence behavior. That is why Murphy says, guard your mind carefully. Protect what you allow inside. Sleep in the subconscious. When you sleep, your conscious mind rests. But your subconscious remains active. It continues working. It continues processing. That is why before sleep is powerful. If you go to sleep worrying, your subconscious works on worry. If you go to sleep with peace, your subconscious works on peace. Murphy suggests that before sleeping, you should gently repeat positive statements. Not aggressively, not with stress, but calmly, because in that relaxed state, the subconscious is most open. The danger of negative self-talk. Many people do not realize how often they speak negatively to themselves. I can't do this. This is too hard. I'm not good enough. Nothing works for me. Every time you say this, you are planting seeds. The subconscious does not understand jokes. If you say something often, it assumes you mean it. And it begins organizing your life around it. That is why Murphy emphasizes awareness. Notice what you say to yourself. Notice your internal language. It matters. How to change a belief. The good news is this. If beliefs are learned, they can be unlearned. You do not need to fight the subconscious. You guide it. You replace negative ideas with positive ones. Not once, but repeatedly. If someone believed for 20 years that they are weak, it may take time to change that belief. But it is possible, through repetition, through emotion, through imagination. If you imagine success clearly and often, your subconscious begins to accept it. If you feel gratitude daily, your subconscious learns abundance. The mind is programmable, and you are the programmer. A simple daily practice. Murphy suggests a simple mental discipline. Throughout the day, gently say, I choose peace, I choose confidence, I choose success. Say it quietly in your mind. When fear appears, replace it. Do not fight fear aggressively. Just replace it calmly. Over time, the subconscious shifts. The big message of Chapter 2. Your mind is not random. It is not mysterious. It follows laws. The conscious mind chooses thoughts. The subconscious mind creates results based on those thoughts. You are always planting seeds. The only question is, are you planting fear, or are you planting faith? Are you planting doubt, or are you planting confidence? Your future is growing quietly in your subconscious right now. Chapter 3. The miracle working power of your subconscious. In the previous chapter, you learned how your mind works. Now Joseph Murphy moves deeper. He begins showing how powerful the subconscious mind truly is. Not just in small daily habits, but in major life changes. In healing, in success, in transformation. He calls it the miracle working power of your subconscious mind. But he does not mean magic. He means the natural laws of belief and suggestion working correctly. What is a miracle? When something good happens suddenly, people call it a miracle. When someone recovers from illness unexpectedly, when someone escapes danger, when a person's life changes completely. Murphy explains something important. A miracle is not breaking a law. It is working with a higher law. If a person believes deeply in healing, their subconscious can influence the body. If a person believes deeply in success, their subconscious guides them toward opportunity. The subconscious mind connects thought and action. And when belief is strong, results appear powerful. The power of faith. Faith is the key in this chapter. Faith is not only religious belief. Faith means accepting something as true in your mind. If you accept healing as true, your body responds differently. If you accept fear as true, your body also responds. Your subconscious does not judge. It reacts to belief. Murphy gives examples of people who believed strongly in certain healing methods. Some believed in prayer, some believed in medicine, some believed in a ritual. The method did not matter as much as the belief. When belief was strong, the subconscious responded. That response affected the body. How the body listens to the mind. Your subconscious controls your body. It regulates heartbeat, digestion, hormones, cell repair. When you are afraid, your body changes immediately. Heart rate increases, muscles tighten, breathing changes. This shows that thought influences the body. If fear can create physical change, then faith can also create physical change. Murphy explains that stress weakens the body. Peace strengthens it. The subconscious reacts to your emotional state. If you constantly worry about illness, you send negative signals to your body. If you constantly affirm health, you support healing. A story of healing. Murphy shares stories of people who were told they would not recover. Instead of accepting defeat, they changed their thoughts. They began repeating, I am healthy, my body knows how to heal, I am getting stronger every day. They imagined themselves well, they felt gratitude for recovery before it happened. Slowly, their condition improved. Doctors sometimes call this spontaneous remission. Murphy explains it differently. He says the subconscious mind accepted a new belief and acted upon it. The body followed the instruction. The placebo effect. Modern science recognizes something called the placebo effect. If a person believes a pill will heal them, even if it is only sugar, improvement often happens. Why? Because belief influences the subconscious. The subconscious influences the body. The body reacts accordingly. This is not imagination. It is measurable. Belief produces chemical changes in the brain. Those chemicals influence the immune system. This shows the power of thought. Why negative beliefs create problems. Just as faith heals, fear harms. If a person constantly says, I always get sick, this stress will kill me, I am weak, the subconscious accepts these instructions. Stress hormones increase, immunity weakens, energy decreases. Over time, the body reflects the belief. Many illnesses are worsened by chronic stress and fear. Murphy does not say all disease is mental. He says the mind plays a powerful role in recovery and resistance. The role of imagination. Imagination is a tool of the subconscious. If you imagine yourself successful and feel it deeply, your subconscious begins organizing behavior around that image. You act more confidently. You notice opportunities. You make better decisions. Imagination prepares the mind for reality. Athletes use this method. They imagine winning. They imagine success. They feel it emotionally before competition. This prepares their subconscious. Then performance improves. The same principle applies to health, wealth, and relationships. The subconscious never sleeps. Murphy emphasizes something important. Your subconscious works day and night. It does not rest. If you fill it with worry, it works on worry. If you fill it with peace, it works on peace. Before sleeping, your mind becomes relaxed. This is a powerful moment. If you gently repeat positive ideas before sleep, they go deep. For example, my body is healing. I am guided. I am safe. These impressions settle into the subconscious. Over time, they influence results. Why some people see quick results. Murphy explains that results depend on belief strength. If someone truly believes without doubt, change can happen quickly. If someone repeats positive words but secretly doubts them, change is slower. The subconscious responds to emotion, not just words. If you say, I am confident, but feel fear, the emotion of fear dominates. So he suggests building belief gradually. Start with believable statements. For example, instead of saying, I am a millionaire, say, I am improving financially. Opportunities are opening to me. These feel more natural, and natural belief enters the subconscious easier. How to use this power wisely. The power of the subconscious is neutral. It can build, it can destroy. If you hold resentment, your subconscious grows bitterness. If you hold gratitude, it grows peace. You must choose carefully what you impress upon it. Murphy reminds readers, do not blame others. Do not blame fate. Do not blame circumstances. Look at your beliefs. What are you repeating daily? That repetition shapes your experience. A simple practice for miracle work. Murphy suggests this practice. Sit quietly. Relax your body. Close your eyes. Imagine your desire fulfilled. Feel it is real. Give thanks for it. Do this daily. Not with tension. Not with force. But calmly. Like planting a seed and trusting it to grow. The subconscious responds to relaxed faith, not anxious effort. The big message of Chapter 3. Your subconscious mind is powerful beyond imagination. It controls your body. It shapes your habits. It influences your future. When belief is positive, results improve. When belief is negative, problems grow. You are always using this power. The only question is, are you using it consciously or unconsciously? Faith is creative. Fear is destructive. Choose carefully, because your subconscious is always listening. Chapter 4. Mental Healings in Ancient Times. In the previous chapter, Joseph Murphy explained that the subconscious mind has the power to heal. Now in Chapter 4, he shows that this idea is not new. Mental healing is not a modern discovery. It has existed for thousands of years. In ancient civilizations, people believed strongly in healing through faith, prayer, and suggestion. Murphy explains that behind all these methods, one power was working. The subconscious mind. Healing in ancient temples. In ancient Egypt, Greece, and other civilizations, people would go to temples for healing. They believed the gods would cure them. These temples were peaceful places. People prayed, they meditated, they rested, they believed deeply that they would be healed, and many reported recovery. Was it magic? Murphy explains it differently. The peaceful environment relaxed the conscious mind. Strong faith removed doubt. The person believed completely in healing. That belief impressed the subconscious. The subconscious influenced the body. Healing began. The outer ritual was only a tool. The real power was inside the person. The role of rituals. Ancient cultures used rituals, incense, chanting, sacred words, ceremonies. These rituals created emotional intensity. They created faith. When someone believes strongly in a method, the subconscious accepts it as truth. The method itself may not contain power, but belief in the method activates the subconscious. Even today, different religions use different forms of prayer, different words, different traditions, yet healing is reported in all of them. This shows something important. The power is not in the outer form. The power is in belief. How faith activates the subconscious. Murphy explains that faith removes internal conflict. If you believe completely that you will recover, you stop fighting yourself. Fear disappears. Doubt fades. The nervous system relaxes. The body shifts from stress mode to healing mode. Modern science supports this idea. When stress decreases, the immune system improves. When fear reduces, inflammation reduces. Ancient healers did not know scientific language, but they understood belief. the universal law behind all healing. Across cultures and religions, healing stories are similar. A person believes, they pray, they surrender, they expect healing, and improvement happens. Murphy says the universal law is this: the subconscious responds to belief. Whether someone calls it God, nature, spirit, or divine energy, the mechanism remains the same. Belief influences the subconscious influences the body responds. This law works for everyone, not only for certain religions, not only for certain countries. It is universal. The power of suggestion in history. In ancient times, healers often spoke powerful words. They would declare, "You are healed, you are free from disease, your body is restored." These statements were spoken with authority. The patient believed the healer had power. That belief removed doubt. The words entered the subconscious deeply. Suggestion became belief. Belief became healing. Today, hypnosis works in a similar way. When the conscious mind relaxes, suggestions enter more easily. Ancient rituals created similar conditions. Why some people were not healed. Murphy also explains something important. Not everyone in ancient times experienced healing. Why? Because belief must be genuine. If someone secretly doubts, the subconscious receives mixed signals. Faith must be stronger than fear. This is not about blaming sick people. It is about understanding how the mind works. Belief is powerful, but doubt weakens its effect. That is why repetition and emotional conviction matter. The place of prayer. Murphy speaks about prayer carefully. He says prayer works when it creates belief. Prayer is not begging. Prayer is acceptance. If someone prays with fear and says, "Please heal me, but I know it won't happen," the doubt blocks the impression. But if someone prays calmly and says, "I thank you for my healing," the subconscious accepts the message. Gratitude strengthens belief. Fear weakens it. Ancient wisdom, modern understanding. Murphy explains that ancient healers understood something modern psychology now confirms. The mind and body are connected. Thoughts influence physical conditions. Emotions influence hormones. Beliefs influence behavior. Ancient people used spiritual language. Modern science uses medical language. But both describe the same process. The subconscious mind influences reality. What this means for you. You do not need to go to a temple. You do not need rituals. You do not need special ceremonies. You already have the power. The same subconscious mind that worked in ancient healings exists inside you. If you can create calm belief, you can activate it. If you can remove fear, you support healing. If you can imagine success clearly, you move toward it. The power has never changed. Only understanding has improved. A simple practice from this chapter. Murphy suggests practicing relaxed acceptance. Sit quietly. Breathe slowly. Imagine your body filled with light or strength. Feel peace. Say gently, "The healing power within me is now restoring my body." Repeat daily, not with force, not with tension, but calmly, like trusting a natural process. Because healing is natural, the body wants balance. The subconscious supports balance when fear is removed. The big message of Chapter 4. Mental healing is not new. It has existed for thousands of years. Different cultures used different methods, but all relied on belief. The subconscious mind responds to faith. It acts upon deep conviction. Your mind is connected to your body. Your thoughts influence your health. Your belief influences your recovery. You are not helpless. The same power that ancient people used is inside you now. The only difference is awareness. Now that you understand it, you can use it consciously. Chapter 5. Mental healings in modern times. In the last chapter, Joseph Murphy explained how people in ancient times experienced healing through faith and belief. Now in Chapter 5, he brings the discussion into modern life. He shows that even today, in hospitals, clinics, and homes, the same law is working. The subconscious mind still responds to belief. The only difference is that today we use scientific language to describe what ancient people explained through religion. But the power behind it remains the same. The modern world and healing. Today we have advanced medicine. We have surgery. We have drugs. We have technology. These are powerful tools. Murphy does not reject medical science. He does not say, "Do not use doctors." Instead, he explains something deeper. Even modern medicine works better when belief supports it. A patient who believes in recovery often heals faster. A patient filled with fear often struggles more. Why? Because the subconscious mind influences the body. The mind and body are not separate. They work together. The placebo effect. Proof of belief. Modern science recognizes something called the placebo effect. When a patient believes they are receiving powerful medicine, sometimes they improve, even if the pill contains no active drug. Why does this happen? Because belief activates the subconscious. The subconscious affects the nervous system. The nervous system affects the body. The body begins healing. This is not imagination. It has been measured in scientific studies. Murphy uses this as proof that belief has power. If false medicine can create improvement through belief, imagine what strong positive belief can do. The nocebo effect, the danger of negative belief. Just as belief can heal, negative belief can harm. If a patient believes a treatment will cause side effects, they may experience those side effects, even if the treatment is harmless. This is called the nocebo effect. Fear creates symptoms. Worry creates tension. Tension affects the body. The subconscious responds to fear just as strongly as it responds to faith. This is why Murphy warns against constant negative thinking. The subconscious does not know the difference between imagination and reality. If you imagine illness constantly, your body reacts. If you imagine health and peace, your body reacts differently. Stress, the modern enemy. Murphy explains that modern life creates stress. Deadlines, financial pressure, relationship problems, fear of failure. Stress keeps the body in a constant state of tension. When stress is continuous, the immune system weakens. Digestion suffers. Sleep becomes disturbed. Energy decreases. The subconscious is constantly reacting to your emotional state. If you live in fear, the body lives in tension. If you live in peace, the body lives in balance. That is why mental healing today is even more important than in ancient times. Modern life creates more mental pressure, and mental pressure influences physical health. Stories of modern healing. Murphy shares stories of people who changed their health by changing their thoughts. 1. Woman suffered from constant anxiety and stomach pain. Doctors gave medicine, but relief was temporary. She learned about the subconscious mind. Instead of repeating, "My stomach is weak," she began saying, "My body knows how to heal. I am calm and safe. My digestion works perfectly." She practiced relaxation every night. She imagined herself healthy. Over time, her anxiety reduced. Her symptoms improved. The change began in her mind. Then it appeared in her body. The role of doctors and belief. Murphy makes something clear. Doctors are important. Medicine is important. But belief strengthens treatment. When a doctor speaks confidently and calmly, patients feel hope. Hope reduces fear. Reduced fear improves recovery. When a doctor speaks negatively or carelessly, patients may feel anxiety. Anxiety slows healing. Words matter, because words influence belief, and belief influences the subconscious. Why some people do not recover. Murphy explains that healing requires harmony. If someone constantly worries, complains, and expects failure, they create internal conflict. The subconscious receives mixed signals. One part wants health, another part fears illness. Fear often wins if it is stronger. That is why repetition and calm faith are necessary. Healing is not instant for everyone. Just as illness may take time to develop, healing may take time too. Consistency matters. Using the subconscious with medicine. Murphy does not suggest replacing medical treatment with imagination alone. Instead, he suggests combining both. If you take medicine, do so with faith. Instead of doubting, say, "This medicine works perfectly in my body. My body responds positively." You are adding mental power to physical treatment. You are strengthening the effect. The subconscious amplifies what you believe. The power of relaxation. Modern people rarely relax completely, but relaxation is the doorway to the subconscious. When the body is calm, the conscious mind becomes quiet. In that quiet state, positive suggestions enter easily. Murphy suggests practicing relaxation daily. Sit quietly, breathe slowly, release tension, repeat peaceful statements. In this state, the subconscious absorbs ideas deeply. Healing becomes natural. The big message of Chapter 5. Mental healing is not only ancient history. It happens today. Belief influences recovery. Fear influences illness. Stress weakens the body. Peace strengthens it. Modern science confirms what ancient wisdom taught. The mind and body are connected. Your subconscious listens to your thoughts. If you constantly repeat illness, weakness, and fear, it accepts them. If you repeat health, strength, and peace, it accepts those too. You are always influencing your body with your thoughts. Use that power wisely. Your subconscious is always listening. Chapter 6. Practical Techniques in Mental Healing. In the previous chapters, Joseph Murphy explained the theory behind mental healing. He explained how belief influences the subconscious. He explained how the subconscious influences the body. Now in Chapter 6, he becomes very practical. He teaches techniques, not complicated rituals, not difficult exercises, simple methods that anyone can practice. Because the subconscious mind does not require force. It requires understanding and consistency. The first rule: relaxation. Murphy begins with something very simple. Relax the body. When the body is tense, the conscious mind is active. When the body relaxes, the subconscious becomes more open. Most people try to force healing. They try too hard. They worry. They check symptoms constantly. This creates tension, and tension blocks suggestion. Relaxation is the doorway. Sit quietly. Close your eyes. Take slow breaths. Let your muscles soften. When your body feels calm, your mind becomes calm. This is the right state to plant new beliefs. The sleep technique. Murphy calls this one of the most powerful methods. Before sleeping, the conscious mind becomes tired. Its resistance becomes weaker. This is the perfect time to influence the subconscious. As you lie in bed, relaxed and ready to sleep, repeat slowly. My body is healing now. Peace fills my mind. I am getting better every day. Do not force emotion. Say the words gently, like a lullaby. Sleep while repeating the idea. When you fall asleep, the idea continues working inside. Over time, this creates deep belief. And deep belief influences reality. The thank you technique. Gratitude is powerful. When you say, thank you, you are acting as if something is already done. Murphy suggests thanking for healing before you see it. For example, thank you for my perfect health. Thank you for restoring my strength. Gratitude removes doubt. It creates confidence. It signals to the subconscious that the result is certain. The subconscious responds strongly to emotional gratitude. Because gratitude feels real, and what feels real becomes real in your experience. The visualization method. The subconscious understands images better than words. If you imagine clearly that you are healthy, successful, or peaceful, the subconscious accepts that image. For healing, imagine yourself smiling. Imagine yourself strong. Imagine friends saying, you look great. Feel the scene is real. Do not think about the illness. Focus only on the desired result. The subconscious moves toward the image you hold consistently, just as a ship moves toward its destination. The mental movie method. Murphy suggests creating a short, mental movie. This means imagining a short scene that would happen after your problem is solved. For example, if you want health, imagine your doctor saying, everything is normal now. If you want financial improvement, imagine someone congratulating you. Keep the scene short. Repeat it daily. Always end it in a positive, successful way. Over time, the subconscious begins accepting that scene as reality, and your actions begin moving toward it. The mirror technique. Another simple method is speaking to yourself in the mirror. Look into your own eyes. Speak calmly and confidently. I am improving every day. I am strong. I trust my inner power. This may feel strange at first, but repetition builds belief. The subconscious hears your voice. It accepts your statements, especially when spoken with calm authority. Why repetition matters. One positive thought is not enough. Just as one exercise session does not build muscle, one affirmation does not change belief. The subconscious learns through repetition. If you repeat fear daily, fear becomes strong. If you repeat faith daily, faith becomes strong. Consistency creates belief. Belief creates change. Murphy reminds readers to be patient. Seeds take time to grow, but once they grow, they become strong. The importance of feeling. Words alone are weak. Emotion gives power. If you say, I am healthy, but feel hopeless, the subconscious responds to the hopelessness. So Murphy advises, relax first, then speak gently. Allow the feeling of peace to grow slowly. Even a small feeling of relief is enough. That small feeling becomes stronger over time. Avoid struggle. Many people struggle mentally. They argue with themselves. They try to force belief. Murphy says, do not fight. Do not strain. Let the process be natural. If doubt appears, do not panic. Gently return to your positive statement. Calm repetition is stronger than emotional struggle. The subconscious responds to calm acceptance, not to fear-driven effort. A story of practical application. Murphy shares examples of people who used simple techniques. One man suffered from insomnia. Instead of worrying about not sleeping, he began repeating, my body knows how to sleep. I am relaxed and safe. He stopped checking the clock. He stopped fearing sleeplessness. Within weeks, his sleep improved. Nothing magical happened. He changed his internal message. His subconscious responded. His body followed. The big message of Chapter 6. You do not need special talent. You do not need advanced knowledge. You need relaxation, repetition, belief, patience. The subconscious is simple. It accepts what you impress upon it. If you feed it fear, it grows fear. If you feed it peace, it grows peace. Healing is not forced. It is allowed. Your role is to plant the right seeds. Your subconscious will do the rest. Chapter 7. The tendency of the subconscious is lifeward. In this chapter, Joseph Murphy explains something very hopeful. He says your subconscious mind naturally moves toward life. It wants growth. It wants health. It wants harmony. The natural direction of your subconscious is positive. It is always trying to preserve you. It keeps your heart beating. It heals wounds. It repairs cells. It balances your body. You do not consciously tell your heart to beat. You do not consciously command your skin to heal after a cut. Your subconscious does this automatically. This shows its natural intelligence. The body wants to heal. If you cut your finger, it heals. If you catch a cold, your body fights it. If you break a bone, it slowly repairs. This is the life principle inside you. Your subconscious controls these processes. It always moves toward balance. It always moves toward health, unless you interfere with fear and negative belief. Murphy explains that disease often happens when harmony is disturbed. Stress, fear, anger, resentment, these create internal conflict, but the subconscious still tries to restore order. It never tries to destroy you. It always tries to protect you. Why negative thinking creates blocks? If the subconscious is life-giving, why do problems happen? Because your conscious mind can give negative instructions. If you constantly think, I am weak, I am hopeless, I will never recover, you are sending harmful suggestions. The subconscious accepts them. It does not argue. It simply follows the impression. This blocks its natural life-giving tendency. It is like planting weeds in a healthy garden. The soil itself is good, but wrong seeds create wrong results. Your subconscious is not your enemy. Many people feel like their body is fighting them. They say, my body is attacking me. My mind is against me. Murphy says this is not true. Your subconscious is always trying to help. Even anxiety is a protective response. It is trying to warn you. But if fear becomes constant, it creates imbalance. The solution is not to fight your mind. The solution is to guide it. Give it better instructions. It will respond positively. The life principle. Murphy calls this inner intelligence the life principle. It is the same force that grows trees. The same force that causes seeds to sprout. The same force that moves planets in order. This intelligence exists within you. You are not separate from it. Your subconscious is connected to this universal intelligence. When you trust it, you work with life. When you fear constantly, you resist it. Life flows more easily when you cooperate with it. Harmony brings health. Health is harmony. When your thoughts are calm and positive, your body works smoothly. When your emotions are balanced, your system functions better. But when anger, jealousy, fear, and guilt dominate your thinking, tension appears. Tension creates stress. Stress affects organs. Murphy emphasizes forgiveness and peace. If you hold resentment, you harm yourself. The subconscious reacts to emotional states. If you forgive and release anger, your body relaxes. Healing becomes easier. A story of trust. Murphy shares examples of people who recovered faster when they stopped fighting their condition. One man constantly worried about his illness. He researched symptoms. He feared the worst. He repeated negative predictions. His stress made everything worse. Later, he learned about the subconscious. He began saying, my body is intelligent. The healing power within me is working now. He stopped obsessing. He began trusting. Gradually, improvement came, not because he forced it, but because he allowed his natural life principle to work without fear. The subconscious works 24 hours a day. Even while you sleep, your subconscious continues repairing your body. Cells regenerate at night. The nervous system resets. Hormones balance. This shows its life-giving nature. If you go to sleep with fear, you disturb this process. If you sleep peacefully, the body restores itself more efficiently. That is why Murphy encourages peaceful thoughts before bed. Sleep is healing time. Use it wisely. Cooperate with your inner power. Murphy says your job is simple. Do not interfere with negative thinking. Feed your mind with peace. Trust the process. Repeat positive ideas daily. Avoid self-criticism. Release guilt. Forgive others. These actions remove blocks. When blocks are removed, life flows naturally. The subconscious does the rest. The big message of Chapter 7. Your subconscious is not trying to harm you. It is life-giving. It is protective. It is intelligent. Its natural direction is toward health, growth, and harmony. But your conscious thoughts can either support it or block it. If you think negatively, you interfere with its work. If you think positively and calmly, you support its natural function. Trust the intelligence within you. Work with it, not against it. Life is on your side. Your subconscious is on your side. Allow it to do what it was designed to do. Chapter 8. How to get the results you want. Up to this point, Joseph Murphy has explained how the subconscious mind works, how it heals, and how it naturally moves toward life and harmony. Now in Chapter 8, he answers an important question. How do you use this power to get specific results? Not only health, but money, success, better relationships, peace of mind, career growth. Murphy explains that the same law applies to everything. The subconscious does not care whether your goal is physical healing or financial improvement. It responds to belief. Clear desire is important. The first step is clarity. Many people say they want success, but they do not define it. They say they want money, but they do not know how much or why. Your subconscious responds better to clear ideas. Be specific. Instead of saying, I want more money, say, I am earning this amount through honest and meaningful work. Instead of saying, I want happiness, say, I am living peacefully and confidently every day. Clarity creates stronger mental pictures, and mental pictures influence the subconscious deeply. The power of decision. Murphy explains that decision activates power. If you are unsure, your subconscious receives confusion. If you decide firmly, your subconscious receives direction. A clear decision creates energy. For example, if you decide, I will improve my financial life, your mind begins noticing opportunities. You may see chances you ignored before. You may take actions you avoided before. The subconscious works behind the scenes, but it needs direction. Decision provides that direction. Avoid forcing results. Many people try too hard. They worry constantly. They think about the goal every minute. This creates tension, and tension blocks results. Murphy says, do not force. Plant the seed, then trust it. If you plant a seed in the ground and dig it up daily to check progress, it will not grow. You must trust the process. Repeat your goal calmly, then go about your day with confidence. The subconscious continues working quietly. The law of reverse effort. Murphy explains an interesting principle called the law of reverse effort. When you try too hard, you often fail. For example, if you try desperately to sleep, you cannot sleep. If you try desperately to remember something, it hides. But when you relax, sleep comes. When you stop forcing memory, it returns. The same applies to goals. Relaxed confidence works better than anxious effort. Faith works better than fear. Calm expectation works better than worry. Imagine the end result. Murphy emphasizes imagining the end. Not the process, not the struggle, but the final success. If you want a promotion, imagine already being promoted. If you want financial improvement, imagine already stable and comfortable. Do not focus on lack. Focus on fulfillment. Your subconscious accepts the image you hold consistently, and your behavior adjusts accordingly. You begin acting like someone who already expects success, and that behavior brings results. Feeling is the secret. Emotion gives power to thought. If you imagine success with excitement and gratitude, your subconscious responds faster. If you imagine success with doubt, results are slow. Murphy suggests creating a feeling of naturalness. The goal should feel possible. If the goal feels impossible, your subconscious rejects it. So build belief step by step. Start with believable statements. For example, I am improving every day. New opportunities are coming to me. As confidence grows, your goals can grow. Remove negative beliefs. Sometimes people say they want success, but deep inside, they believe, money is bad, I am not good enough, success is for others. These hidden beliefs block progress. The subconscious acts on your true belief, not your spoken wish. Murphy encourages self-examination. Ask yourself, what do I truly believe about money? What do I truly believe about myself? If negative beliefs appear, replace them slowly. Repeat positive truths daily. Over time, new beliefs form. A story of financial change. Murphy tells stories of people who improved their financial life through belief. One man constantly complained about money. He said, I am always broke. And he stayed broke. When he learned about the subconscious, he changed his words. He began saying, I am open to new income. Money flows to me in honest ways. He stopped speaking negatively. He imagined paying his bills easily. Opportunities slowly appeared. His attitude changed. His actions improved. His results improved. The change began inside. The importance of gratitude. Gratitude multiplies results. When you appreciate what you already have, you feel abundance. When you complain, you feel lack. The subconscious responds to the feeling. If you feel rich, you act confidently. If you feel poor, you act fearfully. Gratitude shifts your emotional state, and your emotional state influences your actions. Murphy says, be thankful daily, even before your goal is fully achieved. This builds confidence and expectation. Consistency brings results. One day of positive thinking is not enough. Just as one day of exercise does not build strength. Daily repetition creates belief. Daily belief creates action. Daily action creates change. Murphy encourages patience. Do not give up too quickly. Some seeds grow fast. Some take time. But every positive impression influences your future. The big message of Chapter 8. You can get the results you want. Not by forcing. Not by worrying. Not by struggling. But by clear decision, relaxed faith, positive imagination, emotional gratitude, consistent repetition. Your subconscious mind works according to belief. It moves toward the image you hold consistently. If you hold images of failure, you move toward failure. If you hold images of success, you move toward success. Choose your images wisely, because your subconscious is always working, and it always delivers according to what you truly believe. Chapter 9. How to use the power of your subconscious for wealth. In this chapter, Joseph Murphy focuses clearly on money. Many people struggle financially, not because they lack ability, but because they hold negative beliefs about wealth. Murphy explains something very important. Your subconscious mind does not know the difference between money and health. It responds to belief in the same way. If you believe wealth is possible, it moves you toward it. If you believe wealth is difficult, evil, or impossible, it blocks it. The law is neutral. It gives you what you deeply accept as true. Money is not evil. Murphy begins by correcting a common belief. Some people think money is bad. They say, money is the root of all evil. Rich people are greedy. Wanting wealth is wrong. If you believe this, your subconscious will protect you from money. Because it thinks money is dangerous. Your inner belief pushes wealth away. Murphy explains that money itself is neutral. It is simply a tool. It can be used for good or bad. Just like electricity. Electricity can light a home, or cause harm if misused. The problem is not money. The problem is negative belief. Why people push money away. Many people say they want wealth, but inside they fear it. They fear responsibility. They fear criticism. They fear change. The subconscious hears this fear and blocks opportunity. Murphy says, you must be at peace with wealth. You must see money as something good, something that supports life, something that allows comfort, generosity, and freedom. When you remove guilt around money, you remove resistance. The law of subconscious impression. If you constantly say, I never have enough, I am always broke, money leaves me quickly, your subconscious accepts this as fact. It then influences your behavior. You may spend carelessly. You may avoid opportunities. You may make fearful decisions. And your financial life reflects your belief. Instead, Murphy suggests saying, I like money. Money flows to me freely. I use money wisely and positively. These statements change your internal attitude. And attitude changes action. The correct attitude toward money. Murphy explains that wealth is part of a balanced life. You should not worship money. But you should not reject it. See it as energy. Energy that moves through you. If you block energy, you create stagnation. If you allow energy to flow, you create movement. Money flows more easily to people who respect it. Not fear it, not hate it, not obsess over it, but respect it. A simple money affirmation. Murphy suggests repeating this daily. I love money, and money loves me. I use it wisely, constructively, and generously. Money flows to me freely and continuously. Repeat it calmly. Do not say it with desperation. Say it with confidence. Over time, your relationship with money changes. You begin thinking differently. You act differently. You notice opportunities. Jealousy blocks wealth. If you feel jealous when others succeed, you push wealth away. If you criticize rich people, you reject money unconsciously. Murphy says, bless those who are wealthy. Be happy for their success. This tells your subconscious that wealth is positive, and what you approve of, you attract. If you resent wealth, your subconscious avoids it, because it thinks you dislike it. The role of gratitude in wealth. Gratitude creates a feeling of abundance. If you constantly complain about lack, you strengthen lack. If you appreciate what you have, you strengthen growth. Murphy encourages daily gratitude, even for small income, even for small improvements. Gratitude changes emotional vibration, and emotion influences the subconscious deeply. Visualizing financial success. Just as in previous chapters, Murphy suggests visualization. Imagine receiving payment, signing a contract, checking your bank balance happily, living comfortably. Make the scene short and clear. Repeat it daily. Feel natural about it, not desperate. Natural expectation creates belief. Belief creates action. Action creates results. Why hard work alone is not enough. Many people work hard, but remain financially stressed. Why? Because effort without correct belief creates struggle. If you believe money is hard to get, you work hard and struggle. If you believe money flows easily through your talents, you work smart. Murphy does not say do nothing. He says, combine action with belief. Let your subconscious guide you. Trust your ideas. Trust opportunities. Trust your ability. Wealth with balance. Murphy reminds readers, money is important, but peace is more important. Wealth without peace creates stress. So never sacrifice health or harmony for money. Use the subconscious to create balanced success. Financial stability, emotional peace, healthy relationships. True wealth includes all these areas. A story of change. Murphy tells of a man who constantly said, business is bad, customers are disappearing. His business declined. When he learned about the subconscious, he changed his speech. He began saying, my business improves daily, new customers are coming, opportunities surround me. He stopped complaining. He focused on service and value. Gradually, business improved. His change began in belief. His belief changed his behavior. His behavior changed his results. The big message of Chapter 9. Wealth begins in the mind. If you believe money is bad, you block it. If you fear wealth, you push it away. If you resent the rich, you reject prosperity. But if you respect money, bless wealth, and believe in abundance, you attract it. Your subconscious delivers according to your dominant belief. Choose your belief carefully. Money is a servant, not a master. Use your subconscious wisely, and let wealth flow naturally into your life. Chapter 10. Your right to be rich. In this chapter, Joseph Murphy speaks very directly. He says something many people feel uncomfortable hearing. You have the right to be rich. Not only financially, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Many people secretly feel they do not deserve wealth. They feel guilty for wanting more. They believe poverty is humble and wealth is selfish. Murphy challenges this belief. He says poverty is not spiritual. Lack is not noble. Struggle is not a virtue. Life is meant to be lived fully. What does it mean to be rich? Murphy explains that being rich does not only mean having money. True richness includes peace of mind, health, security, freedom, comfort, meaningful work, loving relationships. But financial stability is part of that picture. If you constantly worry about bills, survival, and debt, your mind is under stress. And stress blocks creativity and joy. Financial freedom allows you to live with dignity. It allows you to help others. It allows you to grow. That is not selfish. That is balanced living. Why some people reject wealth. Many people were taught negative ideas about money. They heard, money corrupts. Rich people are greedy. You should not want too much. These beliefs enter the subconscious early in life. Later, when they try to earn more, they feel guilt. The subconscious protects them from what it believes is wrong. So opportunities disappear. Murphy says, you must remove guilt from wealth. Wealth honestly earned is honorable. Wealth used wisely is beneficial. The difference between greed and prosperity. Murphy makes an important distinction. Greed means obsession. It means putting money above everything. Prosperity means balance. It means having enough and using it wisely. You can desire wealth without being greedy. You can be rich and generous. You can be successful and kind. The problem is not money. The problem is obsession or fear. Healthy desire for improvement is natural. The subconscious responds to self-worth. If you believe you deserve poverty, you will unconsciously choose it. If you believe you deserve abundance, you move toward it. Self-worth influences income. Self-worth influences success. Murphy says, see yourself as worthy, not arrogant, but confident. You are part of life. And life supports growth. Trees grow, plants grow, children grow. Growth is natural. Financial growth is also natural. Remove the fear of success. Some people fear success. They fear responsibility. They fear criticism. They fear losing what they gain. This hidden fear blocks progress. Murphy encourages readers to accept success calmly. Say to yourself, it is safe for me to succeed. I accept prosperity with peace. I handle success wisely. This removes resistance. The subconscious then allows growth. Serve and you will prosper. Murphy emphasizes something practical. Money comes from service. When you provide value to others, money flows back to you. The subconscious guides you toward opportunities when your intention is positive. If your goal is only selfish gain, stress increases. But if your goal includes service, your work becomes meaningful. Meaning creates motivation. Motivation creates progress. A story of changing belief. Murphy shares stories of people who believed they were not meant for wealth. One man constantly said, "People like me never get rich." He believed success was for others. When he learned about the subconscious, he changed his thinking. He began saying, "I have the right to succeed. I contribute value. I am improving every day." He stopped comparing himself. He focused on growth. Gradually, his income increased. Nothing magical happened. His belief changed. His confidence increased. His actions improved. His results improved. Prosperity with peace. Murphy warns against chasing wealth with stress. If you sacrifice health and relationships for money, you lose balance. True richness includes peace. Use your subconscious not only to gain wealth, but to maintain harmony. You should feel calm about prosperity. Not anxious, not desperate. Prosperity with fear creates tension. Prosperity with peace creates stability. Affirm your right. Murphy suggests repeating, "I was born to live fully and richly. I accept abundance in all areas of my life. I deserve prosperity and peace." Say it daily, not with arrogance, but with calm certainty. Over time, the subconscious accepts this as truth, and your life begins reflecting it. The big message of Chapter 10. You have the right to be rich. Not through selfishness, not through greed, but through growth. Poverty is not holy. Struggle is not spiritual. Life supports expansion. Your subconscious supports expansion. When you remove guilt and fear, prosperity flows more naturally. Believe you are worthy. Serve others with value. Maintain balance. Accept abundance calmly. Your subconscious will move you toward the richness you accept as possible. Chapter 11. Your subconscious mind is a partner in success. In this chapter, Joseph Murphy explains that your subconscious mind is not only for healing or money. It is your silent partner in success. Whether you are building a career, starting a business, studying for exams, or improving skills, your subconscious plays a major role. Most people try to succeed only with effort. They use logic, they use planning, they use hard work, but they ignore their inner partner. Murphy says true success happens when the conscious and subconscious minds work together. Your conscious mind plans. Your subconscious mind executes. The conscious mind thinks. It analyzes. It decides. It makes goals. The subconscious mind carries out those goals. It influences habits. It influences reactions. It influences creativity. If your conscious mind says, "I want to succeed," but your subconscious believes, "I am not good enough," you create conflict. Conflict weakens performance. But if both agree, progress becomes smooth. Belief shapes performance. Murphy explains that belief influences ability. If you believe you are capable, you act confidently. If you believe you are incapable, you hesitate. Hesitation reduces performance. For example, two students may have equal intelligence. But one believes, "I can do this." The other believes, "I always fail." The confident student performs better. Not because of higher intelligence, but because of stronger belief. The subconscious supports confidence. The power of expectation. Your subconscious moves toward what you expect. If you expect failure, you prepare for failure. If you expect success, you prepare for success. Murphy says expectation influences behavior. If you expect to succeed in an interview, you speak calmly. If you expect rejection, you feel nervous. Nervousness affects performance. Performance affects outcome. Your expectation becomes reality. Success begins inside. Murphy reminds readers, external success begins with internal belief. Before you become successful in the world, you must see yourself as successful inside. Not arrogant, but capable. He suggests visualizing achievement. Imagine receiving praise. Imagine finishing projects successfully. Imagine people respecting your work. Repeat these mental pictures daily. Your subconscious accepts them, and your actions adjust naturally. Using the subconscious for problem solving. One powerful method Murphy describes is asking your subconscious for help. Before sleeping, think calmly about a problem. Then say, "My subconscious knows the answer. I will receive guidance." Sleep peacefully. Often, ideas appear later. Sometimes in dreams. Sometimes suddenly during the day. Your subconscious processes information beyond your awareness. It connects ideas creatively. Many inventors and business leaders use this method. They relax and allow solutions to come naturally. Remove fear of failure. Fear blocks success. If you constantly worry about making mistakes, you restrict yourself. The subconscious reacts to fear by creating tension. Tension reduces creativity. Murphy suggests affirming, I learn from every experience. Mistakes help me grow. I am improving every day. This removes fear. When fear reduces, performance improves. A story of career success. Murphy tells stories of people who changed careers through belief. One woman felt stuck in a job she disliked. She believed she had no other options. After learning about the subconscious, she began affirming, I am guided to the right opportunity. My talents are valuable. I deserve meaningful work. She visualized herself working happily. She stopped speaking negatively about her situation. Within months, a new opportunity appeared. She had not noticed it before because she believed change was impossible. Her belief changed. Her perception changed. Her actions changed. Her results changed. Work with joy, not stress. Murphy emphasizes working with enthusiasm. When you enjoy your work, your subconscious supports creativity. When you work only with fear or pressure, stress increases. Success is not only about money. It is about fulfillment. Your subconscious responds better when you feel inspired. So choose work aligned with your strengths. Trust your abilities. Encourage yourself daily. Repetition builds confidence. Confidence is not automatic. It is built. If you repeat positive statements daily, confidence grows. If you repeat self-criticism daily, insecurity grows. Your subconscious records everything. Choose your inner dialogue carefully. Say, I am capable. I improve daily. I attract success. Over time, these become natural beliefs. And natural beliefs shape reality. The big message of Chapter 11. Your subconscious mind is your silent partner. It works behind the scenes. It influences performance. It influences creativity. It influences opportunity. If you feed it confidence, it supports success. If you feed it doubt, it supports hesitation. Success begins inside. Before you achieve it externally, accept it internally. Work with faith. Expect growth. Trust your abilities. Your subconscious is ready to cooperate. But you must give it the right instructions. Chapter 12. Scientists use the subconscious mind. In this chapter, Joseph Murphy explains something very interesting. The subconscious mind is not only used for healing or success in daily life. Great scientists, inventors, and thinkers also use it. Many discoveries did not come only from hard thinking. They came from deep reflection, relaxation, and sudden insight. Murphy explains that when the conscious mind becomes quiet, the subconscious begins working more clearly. And often, the best ideas come when we stop forcing solutions. The limits of logic. The conscious mind is logical. It analyzes step by step, but sometimes logic reaches a limit. When a scientist cannot solve a problem, thinking harder does not always help. In fact, too much effort creates tension. Tension blocks creativity. Murphy explains that creativity flows from the subconscious. The subconscious connects information in ways the conscious mind cannot see. It sees patterns beyond logic. It works silently. The power of incubation. Many inventors describe a process like this. They study a problem deeply. They think about it for days or weeks. Then they stop thinking about it consciously. They relax. They sleep. They take a walk. Suddenly, the answer appears. This is the subconscious at work. It continues processing information even when you are not aware of it. Murphy encourages readers to use this method intentionally, asking the subconscious for answers. Murphy suggests a simple practice. Before sleeping, clearly state the problem. Say calmly, my subconscious knows the answer. I will receive guidance. Then relax and sleep peacefully. Do not worry. Do not force. Often the answer appears. In a dream. In a sudden idea. In a conversation. In a book. In a quiet moment. The subconscious responds when trusted. Dreams and insight. Many scientific discoveries came through dreams. A dream relaxes the conscious mind completely. The subconscious expresses itself more freely. Ideas appear in symbols or images. Murphy explains that when the mind is relaxed, creative intelligence flows more easily. This is not supernatural. It is natural. The subconscious processes far more information than the conscious mind. When you allow it to work without interference, insight appears. Faith in your inner intelligence. Scientists who make discoveries trust their thinking ability. They believe answers exist. This belief activates the subconscious. If someone says, I will never understand this, The subconscious stops searching. If someone says, "The solution exists and I will find it," the subconscious continues working. Belief directs attention. Attention shapes results. The role of relaxation in creativity. Murphy emphasizes relaxation again. Tension blocks ideas. Relaxation opens the mind. When you are calm, ideas flow more easily. That is why many people get ideas while showering, walking, or resting. In those moments, the conscious mind is quiet. The subconscious becomes active. Creative people often develop the habit of quiet reflection. They allow space for ideas. They do not try to control every thought. Applying this to daily life. You do not need to be a scientist to use this power. You can use it for business problems, relationship decisions, career choices, personal goals. If you face difficulty, do not panic. State the problem clearly, then trust your inner intelligence. Often the right action becomes clear naturally. The subconscious works best when you are calm and confident. A story of creative solution. Murphy shares stories of individuals who solved business problems by trusting their subconscious. One man faced a difficult financial decision. He studied the facts carefully. Then he stopped worrying. Before sleeping, he said, "I am guided to the right decision." The next morning, he felt clear about the answer. He acted with confidence. The result was positive. The solution did not come from stress. It came from calm trust. The universal intelligence. Murphy explains that your subconscious connects with universal intelligence. This means you are not limited to your conscious memory. Your mind is part of a larger field of intelligence. When you relax and trust, you tap into that larger field. Scientists call it intuition. Artists call it inspiration. Spiritual people call it guidance. The name does not matter. The process is the same. The big message of Chapter 12. Great thinkers use their subconscious mind. They do not rely only on logic. They combine effort with relaxation. They study deeply. Then they trust. When you stop forcing answers, answers often appear. Your subconscious is intelligent. It processes information continuously. It connects ideas creatively. If you believe solutions exist, your subconscious searches for them. Trust your inner mind. Relax when facing difficulty. Ask clearly. Expect guidance. Allow ideas to come naturally. Your subconscious is a powerful partner in creativity and discovery. Chapter 13. Your subconscious and the wonders of sleep. In this chapter, Joseph Murphy explains the powerful connection between sleep and the subconscious mind. Sleep is not just rest for the body. It is one of the most important times for the subconscious to work freely. Many people ignore sleep. They reduce it. They worry during it. They go to bed with fear and stress. Murphy explains that sleep is sacred. It restores the body. It refreshes the mind. It allows the subconscious to operate without interference. Understanding sleep helps you use your subconscious more effectively. Why sleep is necessary. You can survive longer without food than without sleep. Why? Because sleep is essential for mental balance. During sleep, the body repairs itself. Cells regenerate. The nervous system resets. Hormones balance. The subconscious continues working even while you are unconscious. Your heart keeps beating. Your lungs keep breathing. Your body keeps healing. Sleep is not inactivity. It is restoration. The danger of sleep worry. Some people suffer from insomnia. They fear not sleeping. They look at the clock constantly. They think, if I don't sleep, tomorrow will be terrible. This fear creates tension. Tension prevents sleep. Murphy explains the law of reverse effort again. The more you try to sleep, the harder it becomes. Sleep comes when you relax, not when you force it. How to fall asleep peacefully. Murphy suggests a simple method. Lie down comfortably. Relax your body slowly. Start from your feet and move upward. Release tension in each muscle. Then repeat, softly, I am relaxed and peaceful. My body knows how to sleep. I trust the process of sleep. Say it gently, without forcing. Allow sleep to come naturally. The subconscious understands calm repetition. Use sleep to impress your subconscious. The moments before sleep are powerful. When you are drowsy, your conscious mind becomes quiet. This is the best time to plant positive ideas. Before sleeping, repeat your goal. For example, I am improving financially. My health grows stronger every day. I am guided to success. Do not worry about how. Just repeat calmly. As you fall asleep, the idea sinks deeper. Over time, it becomes belief. Belief influences reality, dreams and inner messages. Murphy explains that dreams are expressions of the subconscious. Sometimes dreams solve problems. Sometimes they release emotional tension. If you think about a problem calmly before sleeping, the answer may appear in a dream. Many creative people have received ideas during sleep. The subconscious works without conscious interference. That is why sleep is powerful for problem solving. Sleep and health. Lack of sleep weakens the body. It increases stress. It reduces concentration. It affects mood. Chronic sleep problems often come from anxiety. If you carry worry into bed, your nervous system remains active. Murphy encourages forgiveness before sleep. Release anger. Release resentment. Release guilt. Say, I forgive everyone. I release all tension. I am at peace. Peaceful thoughts create peaceful sleep. Peaceful sleep supports health. The importance of a nightly routine. Murphy suggests creating a peaceful bedtime habit. Avoid negative news before sleep. Avoid arguments. Avoid stressful thinking. Instead, read something positive. Pray calmly. Repeat affirmations. Express gratitude. The last thought before sleep influences your subconscious deeply. Make that thought positive. A story of insomnia healed. Murphy tells of a man who struggled with sleep for years. He feared bedtime. He expected failure. When he learned about the subconscious, he changed his approach. Instead of trying to sleep, he focused on relaxation. He repeated, "My body knows how to rest. Sleep is natural." He stopped checking the clock. He stopped fearing tomorrow. Within weeks, his sleep improved. The change happened when fear stopped. Relaxation allowed the subconscious to do its work. Sleep is a daily reset. Each night is an opportunity. You can release yesterday's stress. You can plant tomorrow's success. Sleep is like resetting your mind. If you end the day with gratitude and faith, you begin the next day stronger. Murphy says, never underestimate sleep. It is not wasted time. It is healing time. It is creative time. It is subconscious time. The big message of Chapter 13. Sleep is one of the greatest gifts to your subconscious. During sleep, your body heals. Your mind restores. Your subconscious processes ideas. Do not fear sleep. Do not force sleep. Relax into it. Use the moments before sleep wisely. Plant positive ideas. Release negative emotions. Trust your inner intelligence. Every night, your subconscious is ready to work for you. Give it the right instructions before you close your eyes. Chapter 14. Your subconscious mind and marital problems. In this chapter, Joseph Murphy explains how the subconscious mind affects marriage and close relationships. Marriage is not only a physical or legal relationship, it is a mental and emotional connection. Two people bring their beliefs, fears, habits, and subconscious patterns into the relationship. If those patterns are healthy, marriage becomes strong. If those patterns are negative, problems begin. Murphy makes something very clear. Most marital problems begin in the mind. You attract what you believe. Murphy explains that, before marriage, many people carry hidden beliefs about relationships. Some believe, all men are dishonest, all women are controlling, marriage always leads to pain. I am not lovable. These beliefs often come from childhood, from watching parents argue, from past heartbreak, from negative experiences. The subconscious records these ideas. Later, when choosing a partner, people are unconsciously drawn to someone who matches those beliefs. If someone believes love brings pain, they may attract painful relationships. Not intentionally, but subconsciously. The law of mental projection. Murphy explains that what you expect, you often experience. If a wife constantly suspects her husband, even without reason, tension grows. If a husband constantly criticizes his wife, resentment grows. Negative expectations influence behavior. Behavior influences reaction. Reaction confirms the expectation. This creates a cycle. The subconscious supports what you believe. The importance of kind words. Words spoken repeatedly enter the subconscious. If partners constantly say, "You never listen," "You always fail," "You are useless," these words create deep wounds. The subconscious accepts repetition as truth. Over time, love weakens. Murphy encourages couples to speak kindly. Say, "I appreciate you," "I respect you," "I am grateful for you." Positive words build belief in love. Belief strengthens connection. Stop mental arguments. Many people argue in their mind. They imagine future conflicts. They replay old fights. They create imaginary accusations. These mental rehearsals influence behavior. Even if the partner says nothing, tension exists. Murphy advises stopping mental arguments. Replace them with peaceful thoughts. Say, "I choose harmony. I see the best in my partner." Our relationship improves daily. The subconscious responds to repeated ideas. Forgiveness is essential. Holding resentment harms both partners. If you repeat past mistakes in your mind, bitterness grows. Bitterness affects tone of voice, facial expression, energy. Murphy says forgiveness is not weakness. It is mental freedom. Forgive not because the other person is perfect, but because you want peace. Release the past. Focus on improvement. Your subconscious supports harmony when resentment is removed. Love begins with self-respect. If you do not respect yourself, you expect mistreatment. If you believe you are unworthy, you tolerate negativity. The subconscious reflects self-belief. Murphy encourages building self-worth. Say, I am worthy of love. I respect myself. I give and receive love freely. When self-respect grows, relationship standards improve. Healthy belief attracts healthier behavior. A story of transformation. Murphy shares stories of couples who almost separated. One woman constantly criticized her husband. She focused only on his flaws. He became distant. When she learned about the subconscious, she changed her approach. She began mentally appreciating him. She stopped repeating negative thoughts. She focused on his strengths. Slowly, his behavior improved. Why? Because her attitude changed. Her tone changed. Her reactions changed. The atmosphere of the marriage changed. The change began in her mind. The role of prayer or affirmation in marriage. Murphy suggests praying or affirming together. Not begging, but affirming harmony. For example, our home is filled with peace. We understand each other. Love guides our actions. When both partners focus on positive mental pictures, unity grows. If only one partner changes, improvement can still happen. Because mental attitude influences the environment. Do not try to change your partner forcefully. Trying to control someone creates resistance. Instead of demanding change, change your own mental attitude. See your partner as capable of growth. Expect improvement calmly. The subconscious responds to expectation. If you constantly see your partner as flawed, they often behave that way. If you see potential, growth becomes easier. Marriage is a partnership. Murphy reminds readers that marriage is not ownership. It is partnership. Respect individuality. Encourage growth. Support each other's dreams. When both partners feel valued, love strengthens. When one feels controlled, resentment grows. Mental harmony creates emotional harmony. The big message of Chapter 14. Marital problems often begin with subconscious beliefs. Negative expectations create negative behavior. Kindness creates connection. Resentment blocks harmony. Forgiveness restores peace. You cannot control another person completely, but you can control your thoughts. Your mental attitude influences your relationship deeply. Change your inner conversation. Speak with respect. Release past hurt. Expect harmony. Your subconscious will support the relationship you truly believe in. Chapter 15. Your subconscious mind and your happiness. In this chapter, Joseph Murphy explains something very powerful. Happiness is not created by outside conditions. It is created inside your mind. Many people believe, I will be happy when I get more money. I will be happy when I find the right partner. I will be happy when my problems disappear. Murphy says this thinking is backward. Happiness does not come after success. Success often comes after happiness. Your subconscious mind responds to your emotional state. If you choose happiness daily, your life improves. If you choose negativity daily, your life feels heavy. Happiness is a mental habit. Happiness is a decision. Murphy explains that happiness is not an accident. It is a choice. Every morning, you can decide. Today I will focus on good. Today I will respond calmly. Today I will choose peace. You cannot control everything that happens, but you can control how you respond. Your response shapes your emotional state. Your emotional state shapes your subconscious impressions. Your subconscious impressions shape your life experience. Why some people stay unhappy. Some people constantly focus on what is wrong. They repeat, my life is difficult, nothing works for me, people always disappoint me. These repeated thoughts become subconscious patterns. The subconscious then looks for evidence to confirm them. It notices problems more than blessings. It filters reality through negativity. Murphy explains that this is not bad luck. It is mental conditioning. The good news is, conditioning can be changed. Create a happiness routine. Murphy suggests building daily mental habits. When you wake up, say, this is a new day. I choose happiness. I choose peace. Even if you do not feel perfect, repeat it. Over time, repetition becomes belief. Belief becomes emotional pattern. Emotion becomes habit. Happiness grows naturally when practiced consistently. The role of gratitude. Gratitude is one of the fastest ways to create happiness. When you focus on what you have instead of what you lack, your mood shifts. Your subconscious responds to appreciation. Make a habit of saying, I am thankful for this day. I appreciate my health. I am grateful for my opportunities. Gratitude changes your mental focus. And mental focus shapes emotional experience. Stop comparing yourself. Comparison destroys happiness. When you compare constantly, you create dissatisfaction. The subconscious accepts feelings of inadequacy. Murphy advises focusing on personal growth instead of competition. Improve yourself daily. Celebrate your progress. The subconscious supports growth when you encourage yourself. Forgiveness brings joy. Holding anger blocks happiness. Resentment creates tension. Tension reduces joy. Murphy explains that forgiveness is not about approving bad behavior. It is about freeing your own mind. When you forgive, you release emotional weight. Your subconscious relaxes. Peace replaces bitterness. Happiness grows in peaceful minds. A story of inner change. Murphy shares stories of people who had everything materially but felt unhappy. They believed happiness depended on others. When they learned about the subconscious, they changed their thinking. They began choosing gratitude. They stopped repeating complaints. They focused on solutions instead of problems. Slowly, their emotional life improved. Nothing outside changed immediately, but their inner attitude changed. And that changed their experience. Happiness attracts positive results. When you are calm and happy, you make better decisions. You speak more kindly. You act more confidently. You notice opportunities. Unhappiness clouds judgment. Happiness clears it. The subconscious works more efficiently in a positive emotional environment. So happiness is not only emotional comfort. It is practical power. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Life will always have challenges. If you wait for perfection, you will wait forever. Murphy says, choose happiness now, not when everything is solved, but in the middle of growth. When you choose happiness during difficulty, you build emotional strength. Strength supports success. Affirmations for happiness. Murphy suggests repeating, I choose happiness. I am at peace. My life improves daily. I release negativity. Repeat daily. Say it calmly. Allow the feeling to grow slowly. Over time, your subconscious accepts happiness as normal. The big message of Chapter 15. Happiness begins in your mind. It is not dependent on money, people, or perfect conditions. It is a daily decision. Your subconscious responds to your dominant emotional pattern. If you feed it gratitude, it grows peace. If you feed it negativity, it grows stress. Choose happiness intentionally. Practice gratitude. Release resentment. Encourage yourself. Your subconscious will support the emotional state you practice most often, and that emotional state shapes your life. Chapter 16. Your subconscious mind and harmonious human relations. In this chapter, Joseph Murphy explains how your subconscious mind affects all your relationships, not only marriage, but also friends, family, coworkers, and even strangers. Human relationships are a mirror. They reflect your inner beliefs. If you believe people are against you, you often experience conflict. If you believe people are kind and cooperative, you often experience support. The subconscious plays a powerful role in how others respond to you. Your thoughts shape your interactions. Murphy explains a simple truth. You treat people the way you think about them. If you secretly think someone is dishonest, your tone becomes suspicious. If you think someone is difficult, you become defensive. The other person feels this energy. They react accordingly. Your expectation influences behavior. Behavior influences reaction. Reaction confirms expectation. This becomes a cycle. The subconscious supports what you believe. The law of mental equivalence. Whatever you impress upon your subconscious about others tends to express itself in your experience. If you constantly think, my coworkers are jealous, my boss dislikes me, people cannot be trusted, your behavior becomes guarded. Guarded behavior creates distance. Distance creates misunderstanding. Murphy suggests replacing these ideas with, I work with cooperative people. I attract respectful relationships. I give and receive goodwill. When you change your inner belief, your outer experience begins to change. Stop criticism and negative labeling. Criticism repeated in the mind becomes strong belief. If you label someone as lazy, rude, or incompetent, you treat them according to that label. Murphy does not suggest ignoring real problems, but he suggests focusing on positive qualities. See potential. Encourage growth. When you see the best in others, they often respond positively. The subconscious influences how you communicate. The power of kindness. Kindness is not weakness, it is strength. When you approach people with calm respect, your subconscious supports confidence. You feel less threatened. You speak more clearly. You listen more carefully. Murphy explains that harmonious relationships begin with inner peace. If you are at peace, you create peace. If you carry anger, you spread tension. Forgive quickly. Holding resentment poisons relationships. If you repeat past hurt in your mind, you strengthen it. Murphy advises forgiving mentally even if the other person never apologizes. Say, I release this person, I choose peace, I free myself from resentment. Forgiveness clears your subconscious. A clear mind creates better relationships. Expect the best from people. If you expect dishonesty, you often find it. If you expect cooperation, you often find that too. Expectation shapes perception. Murphy suggests saying daily, I meet helpful and kind people. I radiate goodwill. People respond positively to me. This does not mean everyone will be perfect, but your attitude influences outcomes. You begin noticing supportive people more than difficult ones. Handle criticism calmly. Criticism hurts when your self-image is weak. If you believe in your worth, criticism loses power. Murphy advises strengthening self-belief. Say, I respect myself. I remain calm. I respond with wisdom. When you remain calm, conflicts reduce quickly. Your subconscious supports confidence when you affirm it. A story of workplace transformation. Murphy shares stories of people who changed their work environment by changing their mental attitude. One man constantly complained about his coworkers. He believed everyone was against him. He experienced tension daily. When he learned about the subconscious, he changed his inner conversation. He began blessing his coworkers mentally. He stopped expecting hostility. Gradually, the atmosphere improved. Not because others changed first, but because his behavior changed. His tone softened, his attitude relaxed, his communication improved. The change began inside. Treat others as you wish to be treated. Murphy reminds readers of a simple principle. Give what you want to receive. If you want respect, show respect. If you want honesty, be honest. If you want kindness, act kindly. Your subconscious responds to your dominant emotional state. When you radiate goodwill, you attract goodwill. Building daily harmony. Make it a habit to begin your day with positive intention. Say, today I meet cooperative people. I contribute positively. I create harmony. This prepares your subconscious for positive interaction. Your mood influences your words. Your words influence relationships. The big message of Chapter 16. Relationships reflect your inner beliefs. Your subconscious influences how you see others. Negative expectations create tension. Positive expectations create harmony. Forgiveness brings peace. Kindness builds trust. Respect attracts respect. You cannot control everyone, but you can control your thoughts. Change your inner attitude, and your outer relationships will gradually improve. Your subconscious supports the atmosphere you create within. Chapter 17. How to use your subconscious mind for forgiveness. In this chapter, Joseph Murphy focuses on one of the most powerful forces in emotional healing: forgiveness. He explains that many physical and emotional problems begin with resentment, anger, bitterness, jealousy, hatred, guilt. These emotions are stored in the subconscious. If they remain there for years, they create stress. Stress affects the body. Stress affects relationships. Stress affects success. Forgiveness is not just a moral idea. It is a mental and physical healing process. What forgiveness really means. Forgiveness does not mean saying that wrong behavior was acceptable. It does not mean pretending pain did not happen. Forgiveness means releasing emotional poison. It means choosing peace over anger. It means freeing your own mind. Murphy explains that when you hold resentment, you suffer more than the other person. The subconscious cannot relax when filled with hatred. Peace cannot grow in a mind full of bitterness. Resentment harms the body. Murphy explains that negative emotions create tension. Tension affects blood pressure, digestion, sleep, energy levels. If someone replays anger daily in their mind, the body reacts as if the conflict is happening again. Stress hormones rise. The nervous system remains alert. Over time, this weakens health. Forgiveness relaxes the nervous system. Relaxation supports healing. Why it is hard to forgive. People often say, I cannot forgive. They do not deserve it. Murphy explains that forgiveness is not about the other person deserving it. It is about your own freedom. Holding anger does not punish the other person. It punishes you. Forgiveness is a decision, not a feeling. You may not feel ready, but you can decide to release. The feeling follows later. A simple forgiveness technique. Murphy suggests a practical method. Sit quietly. Think of the person who hurt you. Then say calmly, I release you. I wish you peace. I free myself from resentment. Repeat daily. At first, it may feel artificial, but repetition changes the subconscious. Over time, emotional intensity reduces. Peace slowly replaces anger. Forgiving yourself. Many people hold guilt. They replay past mistakes. They say, I should have done better. I ruined everything. This constant self-criticism damages self-esteem. The subconscious accepts these repeated accusations. Murphy explains that everyone makes mistakes. Mistakes are lessons. They are not permanent identities. Say to yourself, I forgive myself. I learn and grow. I release the past. Self-forgiveness restores confidence. Confidence supports progress. The power of letting go. When you forgive, you do not lose power. You gain freedom. Resentment ties you emotionally to the past. Forgiveness cuts the tie. You are no longer controlled by memory. You are free to build a better future. The subconscious responds strongly to emotional release. When anger leaves, peace enters. A story of healing through forgiveness. Murphy shares stories of people who carried anger for years. One man blamed a business partner for financial loss. He repeated the story constantly. His stress increased. His health declined. When he learned about the subconscious, he began practicing forgiveness. He did not contact the partner. He simply released resentment mentally. Within months, his stress reduced. His health improved. New opportunities appeared. His external life improved after his internal release. You cannot heal without forgiveness. Murphy explains that you cannot ask for peace while holding hatred. You cannot ask for happiness while feeding resentment. The subconscious cannot serve two opposite ideas. Peace and anger cannot exist together for long. Choose peace. The choice must be intentional. Repeated daily. Forgiveness before sleep. Murphy suggests a nightly habit. Before sleeping, say, I forgive everyone. I release all resentment. I am at peace. This clears the mind before sleep. Peaceful sleep improves health. Healthy rest improves emotional stability. Forgiveness protects your subconscious from stress. The big message of Chapter 17. Forgiveness is mental freedom. Resentment harms you more than anyone else. Your subconscious stores emotional patterns. If you store anger, you experience tension. If you store peace, you experience harmony. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is strength. It is a decision to protect your own health and happiness. Release the past. Forgive others. Forgive yourself. Your subconscious will respond with peace. And peace supports healing, success, and joy. Chapter 18. How your subconscious removes mental blocks. In this chapter, Joseph Murphy explains why many people feel stuck in life. They want success. They want health. They want happiness. But something seems to block them. That something is often a mental block. A mental block is a negative belief stored in the subconscious. It may have started years ago. From childhood, from failure, from criticism, from fear. Even if you forget the event, the belief may remain. And that belief quietly controls behavior. What is a mental block? A mental block is a hidden thought that limits you. For example, I am not smart enough. I always fail. I cannot trust anyone. Money is hard to earn. I am unlucky. If repeated often, these ideas sink into the subconscious. Once inside, they act like invisible barriers. You may try to move forward, but your actions are influenced by doubt. Murphy explains that you must remove these blocks at the subconscious level. How blocks are created. Mental blocks usually form through repetition and emotion. If a child hears, "You are useless," again and again, they may believe it. If someone fails repeatedly and says, "I am a failure," the belief becomes strong. The subconscious does not judge. It accepts repetition as truth. Emotion strengthens the impression. Fearful experiences create deeper blocks. How to identify your blocks. Murphy suggests paying attention to your automatic thoughts. When facing opportunity, do you think, "This will not work"? When facing success, do you think, "I do not deserve this"? When facing love, do you think, "They will leave me"? These automatic reactions reveal subconscious beliefs. You must notice them before you can change them. Awareness is the first step. Replace negative beliefs. Once you identify a mental block, replace it consciously. If you believe, "I always fail," replace it with, "I learn and improve every day." If you believe, "I cannot succeed," replace it with, "I am capable and growing stronger." Repeat the new belief daily. Repetition slowly removes the old pattern. The subconscious accepts what is repeated consistently. The power of relaxed suggestion. Murphy emphasizes relaxation again. When you are calm, new ideas enter easily. If you try to fight negative beliefs aggressively, you create tension. Instead, relax, then gently repeat your new belief. Over time, the old belief weakens. The new belief strengthens. This is how the subconscious removes blocks. Visualize yourself free. Murphy suggests imagining yourself without limitation. If fear of public speaking blocks you, imagine speaking confidently. If fear of failure blocks you, imagine succeeding calmly. Create a short mental image. See yourself free from the block. Feel the relief. Emotion strengthens the new belief. A story of removing fear. Murphy tells stories of people who feared public speaking. One man believed, "I will embarrass myself." He avoided opportunities. After learning about the subconscious, he practiced daily affirmation. "I speak clearly and calmly." He imagined audiences listening positively. At first, fear remained. But he repeated the practice. Gradually, fear reduced. His belief changed. His performance improved. The block was removed. Stop repeating old stories. Many people repeat their past failures. They tell the same negative story again and again. This strengthens the block. Murphy advises stopping this habit. Stop identifying yourself with old mistakes. You are not your past. You are what you choose to believe now. Your subconscious responds to current impressions, not old ones. If you stop feeding the old story, it loses power. Trust the process. Removing mental blocks takes time. Do not expect instant change. Just as blocks form through repetition, they disappear through repetition. Be patient. Stay consistent. Trust your inner power. The subconscious naturally moves toward growth. When negative beliefs are replaced, progress becomes easier. The role of faith. Faith accelerates change. If you believe change is possible, it becomes easier. If you doubt constantly, progress slows. Murphy suggests affirming, "I am free from mental blocks. My mind is clear and strong. I move forward with confidence." Faith removes resistance. Resistance dissolves blocks. The big message of Chapter 18. Mental blocks are subconscious beliefs. They limit your progress silently. They were created by repetition and emotion. They can be removed the same way. Identify the negative belief. Replace it with a positive one. Repeat calmly and consistently. Visualize freedom. Stop repeating old failure stories. Trust the natural growth tendency within you. Your subconscious wants you to succeed. Remove the blocks, and progress becomes natural. Chapter 19. How to use your subconscious mind to remove fear. In this chapter, Joseph Murphy speaks about one of the strongest negative emotions in human life. Fear. Fear can control decisions. Fear can destroy confidence. Fear can block success, love, and health. Murphy explains something very important. Most fears are learned. They are not natural. They are created by imagination and repetition. And what is learned can be unlearned. Your subconscious mind can remove fear if you use it correctly. What is fear? Fear is a mental picture of something negative that has not happened yet. It is imagination used in the wrong direction. For example, fear of failure, fear of illness, fear of rejection, fear of loss, fear of death. The body reacts to fear as if danger is real. Heart rate increases, muscles tighten, breathing changes, even if nothing is happening. This shows the power of imagination. The subconscious reacts to mental images, not only to real events. Fear is faith in the wrong direction. Murphy explains that fear is belief in something negative. It is expecting a bad result. Just as faith creates positive results, fear creates negative ones. If you constantly imagine failure, your behavior becomes nervous. Nervous behavior increases mistakes. Mistakes confirm fear. This creates a cycle. Fear feeds itself through repetition. How fear enters the subconscious. Fear usually begins with a strong emotional experience. A failure, a criticism, a painful memory. If the event is repeated mentally, the fear strengthens. The subconscious records emotional experiences deeply. Over time, even thinking about a similar situation triggers anxiety. The good news is, the same subconscious that learned fear can unlearn it. The antidote to fear is confidence. Murphy explains that fear and confidence cannot exist together strongly. If you build confidence, fear weakens. How do you build confidence? Through repetition and imagination. If you fear public speaking, imagine yourself speaking calmly. If you fear exams, imagine passing successfully. Repeat daily. The subconscious slowly accepts the new image. The old fear loses strength. The law of replacement. You cannot remove fear by fighting it. You must replace it. If you say, "I must not be afraid," you are still focusing on fear. Instead, say, "I am calm. I am safe. I am confident." Replace negative images with positive ones. The subconscious responds to the dominant image. Feed it confidence, not fear. A story of overcoming fear. Murphy tells of a woman who feared elevators. She imagined the elevator stopping and trapping her. Her body reacted with panic. After learning about the subconscious, She began visualizing safe elevator rides. She repeated, "I am safe. Elevators work perfectly." At first, fear remained. But she practiced daily. She slowly exposed herself to the situation. Gradually, the fear reduced. Her subconscious accepted the new image. Confidence replaced panic. Fear of failure. Many people fear trying new things. They fear embarrassment. They fear rejection. Murphy says, failure is not identity, it is experience. Every successful person has failed many times. If you see failure as learning, fear reduces. Say, I grow through experience. I improve daily. I trust myself. Your subconscious supports growth when fear weakens. Fear of illness. Some people constantly fear sickness. They watch every symptom. They imagine worst outcomes. This constant fear creates stress. Stress weakens the body. Murphy suggests replacing illness-focused thinking with health-focused thinking. Say, my body is strong. The healing power within me works perfectly. Focus on strength, not weakness. Trust life. Murphy explains that deep fear often comes from lack of trust. Trust in life. Trust in the future. Trust in yourself. When you believe life supports you, fear reduces. Affirm daily, I trust the process of life. I am guided. I am protected. Faith reduces fear naturally. The role of action. Sometimes fear reduces through small action. If you fear speaking, speak briefly. If you fear change, take small steps. Action builds evidence. Evidence builds confidence. Confidence weakens fear. Combine mental affirmation with practical steps. Your subconscious supports courageous action. The big message of Chapter 19. Fear is imagination used negatively. It is belief in a harmful future. Your subconscious reacts to mental pictures. If you imagine danger constantly, your body reacts with stress. If you imagine safety and success, your body reacts with calmness. Do not fight fear. Replace it. Repeat confidence. Visualize success. Take small actions. Trust life. Fear learned through repetition can be removed through repetition. Your subconscious is ready to accept new beliefs. Feed it courage, and fear will fade. Chapter 20. How to stay young in spirit forever. In this final chapter, Joseph Murphy explains something inspiring. Aging is natural, but growing old in spirit is optional. Your body may age, but your mind does not have to become weak, bitter, or fearful. Your subconscious mind responds to what you believe about age. If you believe aging means decline and uselessness, your body and behavior reflect that belief. If you believe aging means wisdom, growth, and continued contribution, your life remains vibrant. Your attitude determines your experience. Age is a number, not a limit. Murphy explains that many people program themselves negatively about age. They say, I am too old to start. I cannot learn now. My best years are over. These statements become subconscious commands. The subconscious accepts them. Energy decreases. Motivation decreases. Curiosity fades. Not because of age alone, but because of belief. The body often follows the mind. The power of continuous growth. Life is growth. When growth stops, decline begins. If you continue learning, thinking, creating, and contributing, you remain mentally young. Murphy encourages lifelong curiosity. Read new books, learn new skills, meet new people, stay mentally active. The subconscious responds to stimulation. When you challenge your mind, it strengthens. Reject negative age stereotypes. Society often says, after a certain age, you slow down. Older people cannot adapt. Murphy disagrees. He explains that many successful people achieved greatness later in life. Experience adds wisdom. Wisdom improves decisions. Your subconscious does not limit you unless you limit yourself. If you expect decline, you experience decline. If you expect continued growth, you experience growth. Think youthful thoughts. Youth is not only physical strength. It is enthusiasm, curiosity, hope, faith. If you wake up each day expecting good, you feel younger. If you wake up complaining, you feel older. Murphy suggests daily affirmation. I grow wiser every day. My mind is active and creative. I look forward to the future. The subconscious responds to positive expectation. The body responds to attitude. Studies show that positive attitude supports better health. When you feel hopeful, stress reduces. When stress reduces, the body functions better. Murphy emphasizes that aging with fear accelerates decline. Aging with confidence maintains vitality. Your subconscious controls many body processes. Feed it confidence. A story of vitality. Murphy shares examples of older individuals who remained active and productive. They did not see themselves as finished. They saw themselves as evolving. One man began a new business after retirement. He believed, "My experience is valuable." He stayed mentally active. He felt purposeful. His health remained strong. Purpose supports vitality. The subconscious responds to meaningful goals. Purpose keeps you young. Without purpose, life feels empty. When you have goals, your mind remains engaged. Engagement creates energy. Murphy says, never stop contributing. Help others. Teach others. Share wisdom. Contribution creates fulfillment. Fulfillment strengthens spirit. Release fear of death. Murphy also touches on fear of death. He explains that constant fear of the end creates anxiety. Anxiety weakens life enjoyment. Instead, focus on living fully today. Appreciate the present. Trust the natural process of life. Fear shortens emotional vitality. Faith strengthens it. Build a daily youthful mindset. Each day, choose gratitude instead of complaint, curiosity instead of boredom, faith instead of fear. Say, I am alive and grateful. I continue to grow. My best experiences are still ahead. The subconscious accepts these beliefs. Belief influences behavior. Behavior influences vitality. The final message of the book. Joseph Murphy closes the book with hope. Your subconscious mind is powerful. It influences health, wealth, relationships, success, happiness, confidence, aging. It works day and night. It accepts what you believe deeply. You can use it consciously, or allow it to operate unconsciously. The choice is yours. Plant seeds of faith, peace, gratitude, confidence, and love. Remove fear, resentment, guilt, and doubt. Trust the life principle within you. Your subconscious is not your enemy. It is your greatest partner. If you guide it wisely,